Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Brown Bear Radio. I am your solo host today with a special guest, Nick. Ben is not here. He's taking a break because Nick, I will let him introduce himself, but he is another gay men's life coach extraordinaire. He's a friend of mine. We've known each other for a while. And this is going to be a fun, explicit dive into what it is to be a life coach and to work with gay men. And I want to pick our brains and explore our hearts and see, why do we do this? What are we doing this for? Who do we work with? What are our best experiences? What are our worst experiences? Have we gained any wisdom? Do we want to share that with anybody? And just have a lot of fun along the way. So if you want to know more about what it's like to help gay men, what it's like to work with hundreds of gay men in thousands of hours of coaching, and what we've learned and what we've experienced in the meantime, you'll enjoy this episode. So thank you very much for being here, Nick. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I like explicit, so we're getting XXX with this.
Hell yeah, you know me. You do know me. I will get explicit.
Getting deep.
Real deep. Um, Nick, could you please tell the audience the basic things about you? What do you want them to know? What should they know?
Oh, where do I start with that? Well, I'm Nick. My full name is Nick White. I am the founder of the Happy Human Project. Like
Mm-hmm.
Ed said, I'm also a gay men's coach. And yeah, what else do you want to know about me?
Well, doesn't that make us competition? Why are we on a podcast together? Won't you just steal my customers and vice versa?
I guess it does technically make us competition, but
Technically, we are. Technically,
we're stronger together.
are we?
What do you think?
Yes, that's why I invited you on the show.
I bloody hope so.
Right. Okay, so I'll answer the question then. I want you here, and I've invited you here because I love this world, and this episode is a bit self indulgent. Because I know that we're just going to talk about coaching and gay men and all the shit that I'm deeply interested in. I also think there's a crossover with the audience. We may be quote unquote competition, but I think the truth is there's actually millions of potential clients for both of us. And a little bit of crossover doesn't actually hurt at all. And it might actually help when people see that we're actually genuinely open, honest, just guys in our 30s trying to do the best possible job we know how. We're not being egotistical, overly egotistical about it. We're not being squeamish or gatekeeping or any of those other negative things. Like, we really are just two guys trying our best to do jobs that we love to do, to serve people that we love to serve. And so I don't understand. Oh, Kitty, get off the keyboard. You're going to ruin the recording. Fuck. There's that explicit warning. Yeah, we're just going to reveal who we are, and that helps both of us. If anyone that's heard of us before or is interested in working with us hears this, they'll only know, like, and trust us more. And the fact that we know, like, and trust each other, I think, is just very healthy. So we're not competition. There's too many fish in this sea. It's like going fishing with your friend, and you're like, stop stealing all the fish. There's a fucking ocean full of fish. Like, I hardly think we're stealing each other's fish.
The way I see it, like maybe I probably did think that a bit more towards the beginning of our relationship together,
Yeah.
that I was a bit more, yeah, like that comparison, that competition. But then kind
Yeah.
of as we've known each other over the years, I've just come to realize that we're both very different people. We both offer, well, we have literally different offerings, but also just the way that we do things are very different. Different. The way we speak is very different.
Mm.
So gay men are very different. Obviously, we have some similar experiences, but you can't. Some people are going to resonate with you a little bit more. Some people are going to resonate with me a little bit more, and that's just how the world works in general
Yeah.
with everything.
Yep. So I hope that we do cover enough coachy stuff and our methods and our thoughts and our feelings and our process, etc., in this episode, so that people get a good sense of where we do cross over and where we do diverge, as well in our work. Because I'm looking forward to asking you about that. And so, what's the most effective thing you've ever achieved? Like, what's the best outcomes you've ever got with somebody? That kind of thing. I think the audience wants to hear about that, and I want to hear about that, and that'll provide, even more context and yeah. Cool. Nick, you've got a bit of a British accent. What's that about?
I hope I've got a bit more than a bit of one.
Yeah, you got a lot
Yes,
of one.
I'm originally from the UK. I'm from a place called Reading, if anybody knows it. I have been over here in Australia for over 11 years now, so I have my passport. I'm an Aussie too. Actually, last year, this year is the first time that I've started thinking to myself, am I actually more Aussie now? Because I've kind of done that crossover of being an adult a little bit longer now over here than like since I was 18 in the UK.
Mm.
So yeah, I came over here, didn't know what. Well, I mean, my story with that was that I came over here as a bit of a, well, life's not really going the way I want it to. I'm a bit kind of flatlining. Let's just come over here and see what happens. And then I'm here 11 years later.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm. You must be enjoying it.
A little bit.
You might have noticed my voice changed. I had the wrong microphone selected. I'm such a professional. Do I sound better now?
You do a little bit
Yeah,
clearer.
good. Yeah, good, good, good. All right then. So that being the case, you were
Actually,
here for a while.
mine isn't plugged in either. Let me just check.
You actually sound really good. Just FYI.
What about now?
Oh dear. Yeah, that might be even better. You less echoey.
Oh dear. Yeah, I didn't have mine plugged in. Well, yeah,
Oopsies.
there we go.
Oh well,
Professional.
we're both professionals then, aren't we? So why? Don't give me the cheesy answer, Nick. Give me the real answer. Why coaching? When did you start and why?
All right. Well, yeah. So my story was that my previous career before this was in design, and it's called user interface design. So website apps, that kind of thing. And I studied graphic design at uni, and this was always what I just did it because I was good at it. But I kind of never felt like it was the thing I wanted to be doing.
Mm,
But when I came out, so this is kind of what inspired my journey over to this country as well. But then I did what I needed to do to stay here. So obviously to get a visa and everything, I stayed in that career, always knowing that there was something else I wanted to do that was a bit more meaningful. That was the big thing with me. I wanted to make a difference. I felt like what I was doing, like working in the advertising industry, and I used to think to myself, well, if this industry just disappeared one day, who cares? Right? Like
mm,
if advertising just didn't exist, big deal. So I eventually, once I was here, I hired a coach to help me figure that out. And through working with her, I was like, wait a minute, I want to do this. What is it? I wasn't even really like aware or conscious of doing coaching myself because I was getting it confused with mentoring. I was like, well, that kind of sounds cool, but I haven't got the experience to do that. And then
mm.
when I realized what the difference was, I was like, oh, well, I could totally go and train and do this because this
Yeah.
feels like it scratches that itch. It's like doing something different, helping people, making a difference. And that's what brought me to coaching. And then
Mm,
working with gay men specifically didn't happen straight away. It was always something that I had in the back of my mind, but to be honest, I fought it to start with. I was like,
me
no,
too.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to be the gay coach talking about gay stuff all the time. I'm more
Yep.
than that. I'm not just a gay person. Uh, but after, I can't remember how long it was, like a year or two, it's like, but it's the gay guys that I'm working with that I just feel more drawn to
Mm,
helping. There's
mm,
just something about it that I just feel more passionate about. And
mm.
then once I made that decision, it all clicked into place. I was like, this is way better. This is way more fun for me as well, and more interesting for me to really dive into the gay experience as opposed to just kind of middle of the roading it, trying to talk to everybody. And that's tough. So
Mm.
when I could niche down effectively and just talk to gay guys, that's when it seems to work for them. It seemed to work for me. Like everything clicked into place.
Yeah. And you know how you were saying before, like, if you're going to, because part of coaching can be like mentoring, like if you've got more tools in your belt, you can just bring more tools to your coaching. But we do have a lived gay experience, and that's a big fucking deal. You try
Mm,
to get a straight guy to articulate what it's like moving through the world, feeling like you can't express yourself, you shouldn't express yourself, you don't know why, but you don't feel safe here or there. Like they've never felt it. They can't understand it. They haven't been through it. That's not a criticism. That's just reality. Whether or not a gay man can articulate and explore his own experience in a useful way is another question, but at least you've had one. And yeah, it's a big deal.
yeah, and that's it. Like when I first was training to be a coach, the coach that trained me was saying, "Oh, well, like the official traditional style of coaching is like they're very strict on that you don't offer any of your own experience."
Mm,
But he said to me, "I don't really buy that because if I've got something that is going to help this person, of course, I'm going to share it, and that's how I feel too."
yeah.
Like I talk about with a lot of people that, we're not necessarily talking about gay stuff in inverted commas all the time, but there's often
No.
a gay lens over it. There's a
Yes.
shared experience that we have, and just being able to be open and talk about all of that juicy stuff, the relationship stuff, the sex stuff that you might feel a little bit awkward talking to a straight person about, that also just might not, they just won't understand it, the nuances of
Yeah.
the different subcultures of gay land. That's the biggest part of it. That's where the juice is.
Yeah. You know, we've been to those gay bars and been looked at those ways by those gay men. We've been in Grinder. We've done the things, the intimate, exquisite intimacy of awareness of a lot of this stuff. Not everybody's stuff, but a lot of the stuff is so, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. We're so, yeah. Okay. So
Well,
there's a lot of similarity so far. I'm loving your answers today, Nick. You're really bringing it. Good for you. Thank you.
thank you very much.
Is your
Loving your
coaching thank you. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Hey, is coaching living up to your expectations?
that's a big question. I mean,
Yeah.
I aim to not have expectations for anything. So I feel like you're just waiting to be disappointed if you put these hard expectations on things. But it's
Mm,
definitely, it's, well, I mean, it's given me more. I had no idea, right, when I got into this. I'm a big believer in kind of just following the signs to see where things take you.
mm,
And it's still going strong after all these years, and I'm still enjoying it. And yeah, like I guess I just had no expectations of it. I was like, well, we'll just see what happens, especially because I've never worked for myself. I've never, like, that's the big part of this. It's like being a business owner. That's a completely different thing to somebody who has always been fully employed on a permanent basis, and just everything's been very safe and secure.
yeah.
Coaching isn't like that. Coaching is up and down and waves, and but the beauty of that is that you get to make all the decisions, and you get to decide,
Mm,
okay, well, what do I want to do?
mm,
So yeah, like that's where it's all right. Well, where are we taking this now? We're going to test a few things. We're going to attempt this. Does this work? Maybe not. Okay. Well, what else do we want to try? And obviously, the longer you do it, as you all know, you just learn different. You obviously grow an experience, and you just learn what you want to work on too, and what the gay guys you're working with, the common patterns and the things they're talking about and what they want.
mm,
That
mm.
that guides you where you go.
Yep. I love how you and I are one man businesses. So we can definitely say, apart from the chaotic nature in the universe and chance, all of my success is down to me. I love that direct, like it's like playing a team sport versus a solo sport. And we can say, if my business works, it's because of me. And if it doesn't work, it's because of me and chance. I just find that really satisfying because I've had work experiences in my past career where that just wasn't the case. I tried to sell what was effectively an unsellable product. I had 40 like information calls and zero follow-up sales calls. It was brutal. My last gig. But I'm glad that you started talking about the client experience. What are some of the very best outcomes? Any like anonymized stories that you'd like to share of some people achieving any particular things through your help, with your
Well,
help?
yeah, I mean, there's easy a lot of the time. This is it's kind of hard to quantify in because people ask this question. Well, what? Okay, give me like tell me some successes, and often the thing that is hard to quantify is just how you can just tell that somebody has this spark lit in them again, that they
Mm,
believe in themselves again, and they have this hope that because a lot of the time it's this hopelessness, this lack
mm,
of optimism, pessimism, effectively, of like, well, this is just life now, and just seeing that again in people. But obviously, then there's the quantifiable things of like somebody coming and struggling to find a relationship that they want, and then now they're in a relationship, and it's
yeah.
amazing seeing those pictures of them together and sharing stories on Instagram, and or like somebody that is wanting to shape their career in a different way, or not even career, but just what they're doing with their life. They just feel like they're kind of just drifting along. Then they suddenly have more of a purpose, or they've met a new friendship group, right? They're lonely,
Mm,
and they've pushed themselves to go out there and find some friends. So a lot of the time it's hard to quantify these like specific things because also, clients often get in touch with me later down the line and go, oh, all of these things have since happened
Yeah.
from us working together. Because often, and I talk about this, that you're not necessarily going to see all these massive things in the 3 to 4 months that we see work together. Yes, mine's, I call it a breakthrough program that you work with me initially. And yes, you're going to get these big breakthroughs that shift your mind in a certain way. But then it's over time, that's when that's going to compound and you're going
Yeah.
to see like a client got in touch with me he'd been a hairdresser his whole life and he'd been running his own business and he was super stressed and it was all chaotic and he was exploring kind of what it would mean to him to just do something different. And then like a year later, he's like, he sent me this video. I was like, I'm so happy now. I would have never done this without you. And I just want you to know how thankful I am. And that's amazing, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
super happy for him that it's this stuff that not necessarily seeing in that time that we're
Yeah.
specifically working together, but it just builds.
Yeah. 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 Beautiful answer. Yep. Very
What about
relatable.
you?
Have you helped anyone through a divorce?
Um, Have I helped anyone through a divorce? That is a good question. I don't think so. I'm trying to think. Definitely through like long-term relationships. Yes. I'm trying to think if there's been a specific divorce. I'm not. I'd have to go through my notes and figure that one out. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Have you?
sure. Yeah, a couple of divorces stick out in my mind, and one that I kind of wish that they would divorce, but the client didn't end
What?
up signing up with me. Yeah, though, so I don't know about that guy. He stays on the periphery and sends me random messages occasionally. But yeah, I've helped a couple of guys through divorces to leave their exes behind, and it, every single one has been amazing. So good. They're like, this is when they get back to me and they're just like, I feel free again. We were not a good match. It's not personal. I was so sick to death of this, that, and the other. Like, I feel just so free and full of possibilities and opportunities now. And just to really help someone feel fresh, free, and light and invigorated at any age, to just be invested back in their life and themselves and to feel happy in their body and their skin and in their mind is so, 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 so joyous. I thought, to be fair and reasonable, I would also mention I had a very successful ex client who, within the last, I guess it's been maybe 12 months, maybe 18 months, um, he actually tried to take his own life. He had a series of negative events. He was getting fed up with his job, and then I think he was fired from that job. And then this went wrong, that went wrong, friends went wrong, fell in love with somebody, that person betrayed him. And then there was an event, and he texted all his friends. He goes, you know what? I think rather than sit here through this person doing this thing to me through this party, which I put time, money, and effort into, I'm just going to go home and kill myself. And his friends thankfully took it quite seriously and were there for him, and he didn't. But he told them, he's like, I was serious. And he's since checked in with the right kind of people, the right kind of helpers to stabilize and get back on his feet. But yeah, he's lost a lot of money. He's single again. He's feeling very battered and bruised from some negative experiences. I just wanted to share this story because, like, I didn't come here to pretend that everyone that me and Nick work with ends up going happy la la, yay, yay, yay for the rest of their lives. Not at all. Um, a lot of them do, particularly towards the end of coaching. They're very happy and pleased with their results. But it might be that we help people accept that we're all walking a path that is full of suffering and full of joy, and it's all available to us. I think, do you agree? We help people get unstuck from their current stucknesses, or maybe stuckness generally. So I like to think that I help people move down their path. And there is no final destination. There's certainly no such thing as like endless American happiness, where it's like, oh, I don't even wake up tired anymore. I'm just happy and confident, and I only feel good feelings all the time. That's just not the case. And that's not what I help people achieve. So
Well,
yeah, I
that's
just wanted to,
toxic positivity. We don't want that
yeah.
either.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I just wanted to balance the scales there by saying, recently I did find out that a client, you could say, is not doing so well, but that's another way of like casting a negative light on things. He's having a profound life experience. Who's to say he won't bounce back and be glad that all this happened? We don't know, but
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, on that's the thing. It's like, and that's why I say it can be hard to quantify sometimes. Because, like, when I think about that first coach that I hired, she was specifically a career coach. So I had a goal there of I am hiring you because I want you to figure out what my next career is going to be. That's
Mm.
like a specific thing. Whereas a lot of the time with life coaching, it is that you said that getting unstuckness, but
Yeah.
there's not necessarily a specific thing to achieve. And often that's not even the goal anyway. Like I talk about how some people are a bit more goal driven and other people are values driven. Like as long as you like I'm a bit more values driven, that as long as I know that I'm making choices aligned to those values every day, then I can deem my life a success and I can say that I'm happy. And it doesn't mean that I'm like hitting this specific thing. And that's the thing with the expectations. If somebody comes with an expectation that by session 3, this needs to have happened, then they're usually the clients that it doesn't work as well as. And it's good to be honest with, like, not everybody does walk away from it getting these like amazing results that maybe others do.
Mm.
And because it depends, and often that's because a lot of the time, well, some of the time it's not a fit, but a lot of the time that's down to that person not necessarily putting in the same effort as the person that has got the great results because they're kind of relying on us to maybe do everything.
Yeah.
Um, I say that to people. It's like you're going to get the most. You get in what you put out. You get out what you put in. So if you're
Mm.
getting in touch with me in between sessions and you're really using me, I say that I'm their employee for this whole time. It's
Yeah.
not just an in session thing.
Mm.
Like use that, and I want this to be this relationship that we have together.
Mm.
The ones that do that the most are the ones that, like, thriving sounds a bit cheesy, but they are the ones that thrive the most
Yeah.
afterwards. It's the
Yeah.
ones that I don't really hear from very much. That may be like a bit more nervous to open up
Mm.
and to go or to face those fears, right? To face the discomfort that
Yes.
the growth takes. That's what it is.
Yes. Yes.
So they're not willing to go there,
Yep.
and then they're not gonna see the results the
Yep.
same.
100%. And do you or do you not? Because I kind of take it as my personal challenge. The deepest, most beautiful, intricate human art of coaching is in helping someone untangle themselves from the emotional block of behaving that way. The reason they're not getting in touch with you between sessions is fear, anxiety, or self doubt, or like just feeling stuck within themselves. And so that's the perfect thing to bring to coaching. It's like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. You don't seem to be getting on with things. You seem to be making excuses. Let's talk. Like, let's really talk about it. And exactly as you say, the clients who are more willing, more open, more ready to engage, to soul search, to share, to open up, they are more successful. But then the question becomes, as life coaches and maybe even like potentially role models. I mean, we're filming a podcast, like we're recording a podcast, as like role model gay men that think of themselves as well adjusted and effective people. Can we help guys find their like courage or ability to face what is difficult without playing games, or like without games like positive thinking, um, just avoidance? Like, so, they don't succeed because they're experiencing that, but isn't it our job to help them overcome that? How much is that your responsibility and how much is that their responsibility? How do you do that?
Well, it's tricky, isn't it? Yeah, like that's the thing. Like some of it is our responsibility as that person that they have employed as the guide,
Mm,
but it's a two-way street, right? Like I say that I can't do the work for you. You've got to. I can guide you up the mountain, but you've got to go up there yourself. So it's
yeah.
whether they're willing to do that.
Do they ever say like, help me with my reluctance, Nick?
Help. Well, I don't think they've ever said those
No,
words.
they wouldn't. They wouldn't. But that's the
But
difference,
yeah,
isn't it? It's our job to help them feel so safe and so welcome and so wanted to be and share exactly who and how they are. And that's difficult because a lot of our clients can struggle with self-awareness. I love it when my clients say, you know what, Ed, I'm not actually sure who the fuck I am. And I'm like, I'm so glad you said so. That's very helpful. Um, so like,
and that well,
yeah.
and that's yeah, it is about like it can potentially they're not doing it because it feels too big, it feels overwhelming. So yes, it's our role, our job to help break things down for them into smaller chunks so that it feels more accessible.
Yeah.
And to also, that's where the gay thing comes in again. Like, often it's, well, okay, that's what I was saying about, if I've got that experience myself, I'm gonna share it because I want them to feel more comfortable by me
Yeah.
sharing first.
Yep.
I get that it's big and scary. Like, when I'm on the other side, we've had coaching sessions with each other. I'm on the other side. It's way harder.
Yep.
It's way easier being on the coaching side. So I get it that it can feel like a lot of pressure being the client, being on
Yep.
that side,
Yeah.
and especially being put on the spot. Like, I can struggle to be put on the spot a lot of the time, and
Mm.
it requires a bit of time to think about things. I go, okay, yeah, now I know what I want to say.
Mm.
So it's just having that understanding with it.
Yep. Such a beautiful dance. I feel like now we're right into the zone where it's like my brain is popping off. I'm like, oh, the possibilities, the thoughts, the feelings. But I'm starting to think like, if the audience doesn't want to be a life coach, this might be the tangent at which Ed is getting obsessed and they are no longer interested. So let me ask
Okay,
something
bring it
different.
back. Bring it back. Yeah.
Yeah, let's bring it back. Um, what's the hardest thing about life coaching with gay men?
Hmm. What's the hardest thing with? Well, I guess. I guess there can be a reluctance with gay men with each other to have our guard up a lot for that fear of judgment. With, I don't know, like, I wouldn't necessarily say that's with me, but that can be a thing with like gay guys with other gay guys, particularly if they've come with a bit of a goal to connect with people more, whether that's on a platonic or romantic level, is getting them to actually just push themselves a little bit to confront those uncomfortable feelings.
Yeah, but you being a gay man triggers the uncomfortable feelings.
Mm.
Yeah, so I run a group now, right? I would say the hardest thing for my new clients is feeling safe and comfortable amongst a cohort of men that, in a metaphorical sense, hold up a mirror to them to show them their own insecurities and fears and represent something exciting, because I could make friends or I could make lovers, or something terrifying. They might generate so-called evidence that I'm not lovable, I'm not likable, I'm not good friendship material, and no one's ever going to love me. So the the gay factor alone, we know this on a personal level, right? I think this is why both of us resisted being gay coaches in the first place, is because the very essence of like homosexuality and it existing not just in ourselves but in other people, and then you see it, then you feel it, then you hear it, then you smell it, it triggers that scared, insecure part of us that was sort of terrorized, that said like, don't be a little faggot, Timmy, I'll punch you in the face. Don't be a little faggot, Nick, I'll you won't be my son anymore, or something like that. Or at least we saw a movie, or at least we heard a thing. But certainly in the playgrounds we grew up with, being a faggot, being gay, sucking dick was the worst thing, basically the worst thing possible. So it engages that little terrorized part of us. And that's my client's hardest thing about coaching. And I'm glad you shared it. Would you say that that's your hardest thing about coaching?
Well, but then I mean, my hardest thing is more. It's not the coaching; it's the business side of things. So I feel like
Marketing. The,
that's
the,
not
answer,
interesting to other people.
the
But
answer is marketing.
that is fucking hard. Yeah, that is the bit.
Yes,
It's like,
it's so
because
fucking hard.
the coaching is the fun bit,
It
but like
is.
getting, because we know what we offer is amazing,
Yeah.
but it's
Helping
uh
them see,
it's
smell,
messaging,
know
yeah,
that.
getting
Yep.
that message out there enough for people to trust that too.
Yep.
And that, like, and we speak about, when we talk about this all the time, it's like, I actually don't want somebody to just see a post of mine and go, oh yeah, let's have a call with him. I want you to take in a bit more content of mine, and I want you to trust me. I want you to be sure before you book a consult with me
Yeah.
that I'm your guy, right? Because, like, and I want us to have, I want to know that we're going to be a good fit too, right?
Mm.
Because a lot of the time it isn't just, oh well, if you want to work with me, we work together. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's, I want, this has to work for me as well, and it's whether you're going to be willing to go to places. Like, some people have come to me and asked me to help them with things that I'm like, I just think you're being a bit unrealistic here with your expectations, or they're not willing to, they're kind of looking for this surface level stuff and not willing to go deeper,
Hmm.
what's required deeper to get it. But going back to the what's difficult, it is just that it's, I mean, it's business in general, right? Which isn't probably, I don't know. If you're a business owner, that might be interesting, but it's like, it's just in
Yeah.
general, like getting messaging across that, like, this is this is for you. But I get it because I am also a very skeptical guy. So
Yep.
I completely understand on the other side that I why should you trust me? I don't want you to just outright trust me.
Yep.
Like I want I want to earn your trust.
Yeah.
So, but that's tricky.
Yep. Yeah. And that's a
Because
hard bit, right?
yeah.
I feel really blessed now with the community model because I finally cracked how everyone can have all they can eat for 1 or 2 weeks. And then they just I ask them strongly, like, hey, within a week or two, could you make a strong yes or no decision? That's our plan. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to not sign up. Like, you can sign up if it all works well. But we need to help you make a decision one way or the other in a certain amount of time. Otherwise, it's effectively a no. So let's have a talk about what do you need to see? What questions do you want answered? And I have a strong suspicion after working with hundreds of dudes how they need to feel. And that, like, that safety, that connection, that ability to be open, to be seen, heard, held, respected. And because I run a community model now, I can do it in a scalable way. So multiple guys can come to a workshop. Lots of guys can chat on the chat board. But when I was doing one-to-one for 5 years, you had to achieve that in roughly 60 to 90 minutes is how I ran my intake calls, and then they had to make a decision. So that was very tricky. It's
Well,
actually slightly easier now. Just FYI.
well, let's talk about that trust. Like we speak about, you've put a lot of time and effort into nailing this group model, right?
Mm.
Of and like I did a group coaching. I've actually done a couple of group coaching containers, and the first one was before I'd made the gay switch. So, and I noticed that the when I did a gay one, it was a lot. It was way more difficult because of
Yep.
what I said before about gay
Yep.
guys opening up with each other. Before, when I had women in it, I felt like the women kind of acted as that I don't know, safe zone where everybody could open up. Whereas when you just have gay guys together, it's a bit harder. So
Yeah.
that's where our offerings differ, because I'm not doing group at the moment because I just felt like I hadn't, what I was offering potentially just wasn't what people wanted. And you've spent a lot of time
God, it was
figuring
hard.
out what that is.
12
Yeah.
months. It took me 12
Yeah.
months to actually find a model that gives people enough hand holding. They're like deers in the woods. They're like, what is this? Is this a pine cone? It's, no, I think it's okay. Maybe it is okay. And then another Bambi deer comes out of the woods like, hello. And they're like, oh, maybe. Sorry. This is my graphic reenactment of a nervous, shy, unsure guy. And not all of my guys are, but they all come with an element of it. But yeah, very pleased to say I cracked the code. It's an extremely timely conversation because just this morning, this is a rare conversation, but I had it this morning with someone. We had what you might call a breakthrough consultation call. He was like, well, I've told you that I want this. And I was like, well, just because you want it doesn't mean that I have to onboard you, right? He's like, why? Now you're just making me worry that, like, something's not right, or I'm doing something wrong, or you're making me question myself. I'm feeling judged. And I was like, no, fair enough, reasonable. I get that you're having that experience, but so far, actually, you seem like a bit emotionally flat. I'm not actually receiving like a warmth or an enthusiasm or a willingness or a sense of like excitement. And so I'm not sure if you're going to be successful yet. So I want to talk to you about that. This was a difficult conversation to have, right? He felt like I was maybe rejecting him a little bit, or he was starting to, I mean, his literal phrase was like, I've told you that I'm happy to buy a month. With my program, it's the same, right? I expect that people will take 3 to 4 months to achieve what they're here for. And he's like, I'm happy to try a month. I was like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that I have to onboard you, right? I need to check that my clients are a great fit and they're likely to succeed, because otherwise
It's going to be difficult for you. It's going to be difficult for me. And I didn't come here to not get my clients' results. I'm here to get client results. And so, yeah, we took about an hour. And by the end, he actually did open up about his defense mechanisms, his worry. He's been doing that for quite some time now. He's actually very aware of it. And we got to this really warm, calm, trusting place. And I was like, that is what I want to see in a client before they join. And so now I'm very, very happy to invite you if you want to. So yeah, we'll see if he signs up. The terms and conditions document is in his inbox. But yeah, I think it's very precious. The whole onboarding, like getting people out of public and into like, what is this? How does this work? Do I want this? What might this? It's such a precious journey, and there's information, there's emotions, there's a personal connection. I find it really magical. Is there anything you wanted to add to that?
To your experience?
Well, I imagine it's similar.
No. Well, which bit?
Well, okay, maybe you have nothing to add. That's fine.
Well, about what? Well, but
I talk a lot. Hey, what are gay men's biggest challenges? Is there one? Is there one singular gay men's biggest challenge?
No. Well, no. Well, I call it the big five that I tend to work on. It's relationship stuff, relationship challenges, low self-worth, loneliness, lack of purpose, and I'd call it mental health strains. So like burnout, anxiety, stress, that kind of thing. They're the things that I see come up over and over again with guys that I work with.
Yep.
How about you?
I crafted this question, and when I ask it, I'm like, I think I know, but I'm not sure that I've put this into words before, but I will try. If gay men have one singular, obviously I'm generalizing, biggest problem, it is self-rejection, and that is because of toxic shame.
Mm-hmm.
And that spreads out, I think, into everything you just said. We play small, we doubt ourselves, we overthink, anxiety, burnout. We strive, we compensate, anxiety, burnout. We don't trust and feel deeply safely connected to our silly, playful, fun, loving, horny self. Our self that knows our creativity, our self that knows what brings us fulfillment, our self that knows when we're happy and not happy. Because we've learned how to not be him. We've been sort of forced into put on masks to move through the world in a way that is less than authentic. And that disconnects us from ourselves in part. So that's the toxic shame that causes us to disconnect from ourselves. And that is an act of self-rejection. So self-rejection is our single biggest challenge. And it occurs in gay men all the fucking time because we have all been toxically shamed for our truth. The exceptions to this rule is when you get that rare little nugget. I don't know how Dan Savage, at some early age, raised in a Catholic family, he's 30 years older than you and me. And somehow, some way, it feels like, I'm sure he went on a journey, but somehow in his 20s, he must have just gone, fuck it. I am exactly what I am. I'm not going to apologize or pretend. And I'm sure that there were varying degrees of that, and he went on a journey and developed that over time. But he seems like one of these rare exceptions who managed that in a very, very like comprehensive way, very relatively early. The other great examples are the occasional like drag queen or flamer, like super queer, who's just like, well, I never fit in the cupboard, so I'm just not gonna hide, and then they just don't. And yes, they're different. And yes, they face adversity. And yes, they might get called faggot or queer or sissy or whatever. But they just go, yeah, that's me, bitch. What do you want to fucking do? You want to fight? You want to fuck? Like, what do you want? So they're ready, willing, and able to face the world head on exactly as who they are. And therefore, they don't suffer from toxic shame. They get upset. They get sad. They get broken up with. They can get addicted to drugs. That doesn't mean they're a bad person. That doesn't mean that something's wrong. They're not suffering from toxic shame. They're being a human, living a human's life. And I do think and feel that gay men's singular biggest problem is self-rejection because of lingering toxic shame that just has not been accepted, maybe surrendered to, or forgiven within ourselves. And therefore, it is still this like demon in the back of our emotional existence that trips us up at work, in social life, and it pushes us into our heads to overthink and doubt. Yeah, I'm on a bit of a roll here, but that's Ed. That's Brown Bear Coaching. That's why I'm inexhaustibly passionate about helping every fucking gay man on the planet deal with that issue. And as we were saying before,
you see, yeah, I mean, you see that if you walk into any gay space, whether it's a club or a bar, whatever, right? Where there's lots of gay people, yeah, Grinder, exactly right. And I don't even necessarily feel that comfortable in those spaces. I don't like spending a lot of time in those spaces, or just if you only have gay friends, and there's just something about it, like you say, it's that shame, it's that there's this kind of element of toxicity that is hard to avoid. And
impossible. It's impossible to avoid. The guys who broke out of it, they still had it. They just dealt with it really hard, really early. But the sooner we all do this work to utterly and completely accept all of ourselves exactly as we are, small dick, great. Huge dick, great. Tall, thin, great. Fat, black, ugly, handsome, great. Everyone can have personal problems, no matter their situation. Everyone can have no personal problems. They still have a situation.
I mean, unfortunately, some of that isn't just limited to the gay experience, though, right? Like often that's just how the world operates.
This is universal. This like shame factor thing is universal. I just feel that you and I are in this perfect position to role model and coach for other gay men, because somehow, some way, you and I got passionate about this and we said, no, fuck that. I'm not going to fucking live with that. I'm not going to put up with that. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to become who I want to be. And I'm not going to take prisoners or apologize for that.
And that is what it boiled down to with working with gay guys, especially because the longer that I'm coaching and the longer that I work with gay men, like I'm constantly a work in progress too.
Yep.
I get things like the light shone back on me when I'm working with certain clients. I'm like, well, fuck yeah, what am I doing about this?
Yeah.
I'm helping this person with this. And it's just helping me to constantly work on those things, because they don't just disappear. Yeah, they'll show up again. You're like, oh, I thought I dealt with this, but here it is again.
Yep.
So
aren't you and I? Aren't we? Don't you and I have a bit of a challenge to go to fucking Sydney sauna in like a week or 2 weeks? Because you've never been before.
I don't know if we had that challenge now.
Well, let's talk about it now, because what better time than while being recorded?
Sure.
Okay, here's my presupposition. Something about the sauna experience is triggering something in you. If you accept your own challenge, hypothetically, if you want to, we could go together, not because we're going to like stare at each other's dicks or have sex or anything. I highly doubt that. In fact, I'm certain it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, Nick, just in case, but I know you're not interested, so it's fine. But you can look at it. That's fine. It doesn't hurt anybody. Anyway, we can go to the sauna together if you want, as your own personal challenge, human growth journey. Because I imagine if it does feel triggering to you, that is your indication that there's some resistance there, some fearfulness, and maybe it will be a wonderful experience. Only if you want to.
This up, Ed.
Oh. Are you feeling insecure about it? How do you feel? Are you okay?
Okay, well, let's talk about it, because yes, this is one of those things that I'm like, I have been to a sauna before in the past, that but like way back in the day, and I actually didn't end up seeing any of it other than the swimming pool, because I went there after a night out and passed out with a can of Coke.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, sounds lovely. It was a lovely pool. So there's just this like, it's not this thing with me where I'm like, I just fucking like the idea of going to a sauna just makes me feel so hot. No, it's not that. It's about this thing of, I don't want to have something going on in my life that like makes me feel like, the thought of it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, because I know that working the stuff that I would say to clients is, if something makes you uncomfortable, go and do it, right? And go in, because it's all assumptions at the minute of what I think is going to happen there.
Yep.
When it could be the best thing ever. But I go back and forth with this thing of, if I'm literally purely going there as a test. So that's not like the sexiest reason for going to a sauna. And also, is this thing this thing with me doing it in the place that I am from and live and like work in it. I just feel like it doesn't feel as comfortable. If I was going to do it, I would probably do it in a different city. But
Oh,
yeah, so that was kind of what was in my head. But it's also, I just go back and forth with it constantly because I'm like, is it a big deal? But the fact that it's like this, I constantly go back to coach mode of, well, if I was the client, I would be telling that client to just go and try, right? Because
right.
you don't know until you try.
This is why I'm
Uh,
sort of excited to challenge you while we're being recorded. For me, if it was me, if I run into a client and there's a good chance of that, I'll just say hello, like hi. And if they were to proposition me, which I would expect them not to, if they did, I would say, nah, man, we're not going to do that, but thank you, but definitely not. That's just what I would do. But it's possible that my clients would be like, you know what, Ed, I actually have had a thing for you for a long time. Can we do something really naughty? And I'll be like, thank you. Like, thank you very much. I respect your horny feelings. I am going to decline, but I respect you. And I don't think anything less of you that you asked. I appreciate the compliment and I respect your feelings. We'll get over this. No, we're not going to do that. That's how I would handle it if it came up. Right? Does that not make you feel better?
but that's yeah. But my it's nothing to do with somebody coming on to me that with a client coming on to me. It's more yeah. I don't know. It's more. I even what
Not shame. Not like, oh, they're going to see my body or my penis or the fact that I like having sex with men. Or maybe you feel
well,
it doesn't
no,
represent you.
no, it's more well that in a way, but like it's more even like I think. What if there's future clients in there that's going to ruin any chance of us working together?
You reckon?
This is the
Maybe.
sort of things that go through my
Oh
head.
my God, Nick.
Yeah.
I want to tell you now that I have onboarded a client that I did have sex with in the past. We're
Same.
done working together now. Yeah, exactly. So we
But so
had sex when
okay,
we weren't coach client, and then we were coach client. And technically, I've never done it, but I wouldn't have a problem with having sex with a client post client as long as it had been a good while and it felt very right. And I would know. And if it didn't
yeah.
feel right, I'd just say no.
Look, what I go with it back and forth with it is that I'm like, well, you don't have to be into everything. Like it's like I'm trying to force myself to be into this thing that I'm just not
Yeah.
into.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't find
yeah.
hot. It's
Yeah.
more just because it is. Uh, it's just I've got coach hat on and go. Well, look, it's this thing that like you've got these assumptions about.
Mm,
I don't like having assumptions about things.
mm.
So just go and do it. But at the same time, I'm
Do you
like,
like
well, I'm not in a hurry to do it either.
Do you like the casual, like erotic charge of it is a place that gay men have sex? You might hear them having sex. You will see them walking around naked. They will get in and out of the spa.
No, not really.
None
This
of
is
that's
the thing.
erotic.
It's another gay space to me that I like. I don't know. It just feels a bit intense to me. That like I don't really like the intensity of that sort of thing. To be honest.
Huh.
But again, that's an assumption. It might not be intense at all.
I was going to say, because you know how I like to go to a sauna? I go, I ignore everybody. I get a shower until I feel relaxed and clean. If I don't feel relaxed yet, I go and Siemens sauna and I just ignore everybody. And if they like slowly do the foot touching foot thing or the hand touching thigh thing, I go, no thanks, not right now, no matter who it is. And then when I feel good, I go sit in the spa and then I chat to people. I honestly start with conversations. And if anybody at any point is like, hey, you want to fuck? I'm like, no, that's not how I do things. Thank you. And I just go sit in the spa and then I have a chat to people. And then I slowly work my way into sexy conversations. Like I want to find out if they're into the things that I'm into or how they're feeling or like how horny are they? Where are they at? Because I don't want to have sex with a basket case. I don't want to have sex with crazy, to be honest. And I don't want to have anonymous sex. I don't enjoy it. But sometimes you meet Mr. Right Now, who really is right. I'm remembering this one delightful guy. Technically, he was slightly chubby and Asian, if that matters. But we had great sex one time.
Why does
in
that
Melbourne.
matter?
It doesn't. I'm just remembering him, and I want to be explicit. I like being transparent. I like being an open door. I don't think I have anything to hide. This is why I'm so good at life coaching because I had my like epic personal shame issues, not just gay stuff, but other stuff as well. And being on the other side of them, I just feel so liberated. Like, I don't want to keep secrets. I love life. I love the truth, quote unquote, the truth. And yeah, he was chubby and Asian, and we had great sex. It was fucking great. And he loved it, and I loved it. And I would call that like a huge sauna success. Do I fiend for that every day? No. Sometimes do I want that? Yeah.
Do you know what a big part of it is for me? Is that what I want from this experience is I want a lovely white Roman bath type experience, like the old days.
Oh yeah, I'm with old Nick.
When I see photos of these saunas, they look really unappealing to me. They look like nightclubs. They look black and red and dark.
The Sydney ones are.
Yeah, that doesn't do it for me. So
Same.
if anybody has a Roman bath gay sauna,
Heron
send it my way.
Heron sauna in Vienna, absolutely amazing. There was another one. I've been to a few Roman bath style ones, and yeah, you know what? I'm in complete agreement with you. Sauna.
That's what it is. I don't like those spaces in general, really. Anyway, so like, why would I want to have sex in it as well? I don't know. It goes back to that intensity for me.
Okay. Have you been to Wet on Wellington in Melbourne?
I haven't been to any, as you know.
Oh, okay. You sort of suggested that you had. Anyway,
back in the day in London, but nothing in this country.
Wet on Wellington in Melbourne is Romanesque, and it's actually really nice, really nice. But I got to tell you, the overall sauna experience, despite the decor, I find to be extremely similar. But just the thing is, I do me the way I want to do me, no matter what the interior is. But I agree, when it's like shiny tiles, or it's feeling like it's trying to be like elite or sexy or something it's trying too hard, I'd bone a killer. But when it's just like relaxing and male and like this sense of like bonding or camaraderie, like the Heron sauna in Vienna is literally an old military barracks. And apparently the founder was like, I'm probably wrong about all this, so don't quote me, but like apparently the founder was like a known gay general, and he loved to have sex with the military boys there. And so it's just been like a gay sauna for like 600 years or something. I mean, I'm probably wrong about some of those details, but generally, I think that's kind of has some truth to it. And that feeling of just being able to be a man hanging out with men, if you could take the gay intensity or the gay thing out of it, then you're just surrounded by men who have hair and muscles and dicks, and that's what we like. Like, does that can you imagine a world in which you actually achieve that? Like, because
this is the thing, right? And I just want to point out, there is absolutely no judgment with people, that anybody that goes to saunas, like go for your life.
Yeah.
For me, I just like sex. To me, I like to be a bit more playful. So any of the kind of more direct versions of that is just not necessarily my bag a lot of the time.
What are we talking here, Nick? Are we talking what's playful? Give me playful.
No, but I don't know, like a bit like
silly,
a bit more
fun,
or dating, and like I like all that. I like there to be a bit of banter and like talk it. Like, again, assumptions in my head. You're kind of saying it's different. The assumptions.
Well, I'm saying you can do it differently. I do it differently.
Yeah. So I hear that they are social spaces, but my assumption is that they're not. So yeah, that's why.
I once ran into a guy. I presume he was like closeted and probably had a wife and stuff, but he was in the dry sauna and he's like, "Hey, you want to play?" And I was like, "Oh, maybe. I'm Ed. I actually like to chat a bit first." And he looks at me funny and goes, "Oh, that's not how it works here, mate." And I was like, that's how I work. So, and I just looked at him, and like his eyes went a bit crazy, and he like clearly had a bit of a mental freak out, because I think I caused him to feel like, holy shit, that's not the rules. We can do whatever we want. But what he really only felt comfortable with was anonymous hookup. And maybe he found that erotically charged, right? Because I can imagine a lot of gay guys, if they've kept themselves quite closeted, it's the only thing they're comfortable with. And if you've had lots of dangerous sex, or like, you know, I don't know, beats or toilets, or like furtive, no one can ever find out about this kind of sex, then you might start associating with sex is always dangerous, is always intense, is always anonymous.
Well, and the other side of that is, again, speaking like from clients I've worked with as well, is that often they think that that's all they deserve. Yeah. And they they haven't ever had it any other way. They
Yeah.
don't know what it's like to have an emotional connection.
Yeah. So you, me, Nick, we go hang out, preferably naked, in the spa, have a good chat, and we'll just role model with everybody how you can fucking just be bros hanging out. And if some handsome chap who's confident enough, secure enough to have a chat with us, and then we have banter and we have laughs, and then I tell him like, hey, do you maybe want like maybe a massage, or are you into me at all? Because I actually think you're kind of like good looking. I might say that as a proposition, just as an opener. And if he was to say yes, then we could go off and have sex if we want to. See what I mean?
Bingo.
Why can't you do that?
I can do that. There's nothing I can't do, Ed.
I challenge you, Nick.
All right, put it on the list.
All right, we'll talk about this more. We are meeting each other next week. I'll be in Sydney for 2 weeks. Hey, thank you very, 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 very much for the candid chat today. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I hope that people enjoy our chat as well. Is there anything else you'd like to say or share? And also, where can people find you if they want more of you?
So you can find me on Nick Happy Human on Instagram. You can find my website, happyhumanproject.au, if you want to dive in a little bit more. But nothing else really to say. I mean, we've covered quite a lot. So, I mean, yeah, we're both coaches working with gay men.
Excellent.
If you feel like you're stuck, like you said, then grab one of us.
Yeah. Check us out. Investigate us. We're available naked in saunas near you.
Maybe.
Probably
maybe
not. No, I don't think so. That's a no, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
I take it all
not
back.
sell it like that.
Thank you very much, Nick. It's been really fun. Have a great day.
Bye, Ed.
See ya.